What's up, DJ TechTools? I'm here playing with the Rane 68 mixer. It's a pretty awesome mixer, and I'm using it with Tractor Pro. That's because it's got two USB ports here and two ASIO core audio compliant sound cards inside, which means I can mix up to 4 channels of audio directly on this awesome analog mixer straight out of Tractor. And most importantly, a Serato DJ can come up after me, plug in his computer, and use Scratch Live on the same mixer at the same time, allowing perfect crossover and even some pretty cool 2x4 situations. We've been using this mixer extensively in the office for the past few months. We love it. We're not ready to give it up. Hopefully Rane will let us keep the mixer. But today we want to tell you what we think and what we like about it. So the mixer, of course, is 4 full channels. As I mentioned, 2 USB ports, 2 sound cards built in. It's got a lot of features. It's a full featured mixer. On the back end, you've got balanced outputs, booth outputs, session in, session out, essentially record in, record out. Several levels of auxiliary inputs and several level of switchable inputs from phono to line. You've also got 2 mic inputs. This one's switchable from a mic to a line. And this mic actually has 48 dB phantom power. So if you want to use a really nice mic, you can. You've also got SPDIF ins, SPDIF outs, and as is standard with most Rane mixers, a flex effects return and send. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the top of the mixer and show you the features there. All right, so we're here looking at the mixer. You've got a built-in effect system. That's probably the newest thing and the most exciting thing about the 68 besides the sound card. You've got 6 different effects: filter, flange, phaser. To assign an effect to a channel, you just press the flex effects. Maybe bring down the level. Those effects are post fader. So if we put on the reverb, you get some cool things going on there. So we've got the reverb, we've got the robot, the echo, filter. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that you have timing, but it's limited to tap and time. It's not going to automatically detect what the tempo of the track is. So we've got a track going, we can tap it in. That's getting close, or we can manually adjust it. But really, and now we're stepping through the different values. So the effects section is pretty cool. It's nice to have built onboard effects on your mixer. I must say that the effects weren't that amazing. They certainly can't match the effects that I get in Tractor, but it was really helpful to have an echo or a robot or a reverb on hand at any time. I understand that Rane is working on the algorithms for these effects, and they're constantly tuning and improving them. And since this is a 100% digital mixer, they're always going to be improving those effects, and you'll get the updates for free. There was one really confusing thing on the front side of the mixer. There's a flex effects mix level. We had that off for the first half of the mixer usage, and we thought that it was broken. So kind of confusing, but that's on the front of the mixer should you happen to step up onto one of these. Another big difference you're going to notice about this mixer versus the other Serato mixer, the TTM57, is that the knobs are different. These are some bigger, chunkier knobs. I kind of preferred the old ones myself, but if you like a bigger, thicker, chunkier style, then you might like these new knobs. They're a little bit cramped, but overall, you won't have too much trouble getting in there and tweaking EQs. Channel faders are nice and smooth, and of course, there's their trademark magnetic cross fader, which is supposed to work forever and will never fail. Along the side of the mixer, you've got your dedicated Serato sections. You'll notice that this is a dedicated Serato Scratch Live mixer, and these are cue points 1 through 5, the ability to delete. These are also MIDI assignable, so you could use this mixer as a MIDI controller for your software. I probably wouldn't do that though, because these buttons are really stiff and just not that playable. I'd much rather have my arcade buttons over here. But if you want to have a mixer that has MIDI buttons built into it, this does have it. It's got those. It's also got a loop section here with loop encoders. You can go ahead and select a loop, activate it, change the length. You could also manually select the in, the out, or you can engage a loop roll and adjust that as well directly on the mixer. Right above that, you've got dedicated load sections. If you want to scroll through your tracks, this is going to scroll through your Serato crates. This is also MIDI assignable. And then finally, a big layer shift button, which will shift all these for secondary controls. One really cool feature on this mixer is the mic section. As I mentioned, you've got two mic inputs here, one of which is phantom powered. Each channel has gain, level, pan, high, and low EQ, and you can even route it to the flex effects, and you can turn the mic in or out. So if you're working with MCs or maybe an instrument like a guitar, you can plug your guitar right into there. It is an instrument level. You can really tune the sound, space it around, assign flex effects, and do a lot with external inputs like MCs, guitar players, or any other instruments that you want to route into the mixer. The bottom line here is you've got a lot of cash, or you've got a venue that has a lot of DJs swapping in and out. This is pretty much the only mixer on the market that's going to allow all of them to plug into one control surface and have up to 4 lines of digital audio available right on the mixer. It's super powerful, it's very well built, and we want to keep it right here in the office for a long time.